Hello guys, Zennosh here and welcome to Slime Isekai Memories, and today I'm here to present you guys with a tier list of protection characters in this game. I have based this tier list on the abilities of these protection characters to form a really good team setup and their protection skills and abilities. That said, first of all, let me give a very big shout out and thanks to this amazing guy known as Meow #8796 for coming up with this really amazing database on the protection characters in the first place, which I'm gonna be using in this video today as my help material. Alright, so first of all, let me make it clear to you guys my biasness in this tier list out here. I believe in Slime Isekai Memories, the offensive abilities are actually favored a lot more compared to the defensive abilities. So if you are actually going to have those kind of offensive team setup, you are going to have more advantage against your enemies. And I'm also going to be favoring those kind of protection characters who would actually play a part in improving your overall damage output. Okay, so that said, let's get this started. The first one in our list of discussion is going to be Milim Nava Bellicose Dragoneye. She's a 5-star protection character of water element, and she's going to majorly boost those allies of the water element affinity. The attack is going to be boosted by 16% and partial attack boost to the space element allies. Okay, so she's going to provide that attack boost to like water Ramiris Tempest and space Ramiris Tempest, and these two units are actually going to be the main part of her team as well. And she is out here to provide a team that actually focuses a lot more in support and healing abilities rather than providing really good damage output. Okay, so not one of the shiny units out there. Looking into her protection skill out here, look at this. Increases all allies guard rate by 60%. Pretty boring out here, but she actually gives a little bit of partial offensive boost. Increases soul of divine protection damage until the end of battle by 20%. So yeah, there we go guys. Anyways, considering the fact that she's the only 5-star protection character of water element affinity, she is kind of valuable asset as well in this game, so I will be placing her in A tier for now. Okay, now let's move on into the next protection character, and that's gonna be Elemental Colossus Golem. This character right over here, 5-star rarity of earth element. Okay, look at this right over here. He actually provides the attack boost of 16% to the earth element allies, and most of the earth element allies or teammates are actually focusing more on defensive abilities, and that is actually really boring, and they are actually going to be focusing more on the counter attack abilities as well, and that actually makes it a little bit quite boring as well. If you really do love counter attack, then well, it might be a little bit fun out there, but it's not really one of the best situations out there guys. So I would say this team, like, yes, they are very durable but quite boring as well at the same time, because it's gonna take you forever in order to kill your enemies really efficiently. Alright, so Elemental Colossus Golem right over here, being the only 5-star rarity character of the earth element type, he can also be easily placed right away in the A tier. Alright, so that's it. Now let's move on into the next protection character, and that's going to be Veldora Tempest Storm Dragon right over here guys, of a 5-star rarity protection character of the wind element affinity. And man, this team setup for the wind element is actually pretty good. Alright, we have got the Milim Nava, the Dragon Majin, and we have got Hakuro, and so much more. So with those kind of units in the team, definitely you are actually looking forward for some really good damage output with a lot of utilities out there. So a very balanced team out there, which you can form with the help of Veldora Tempest Storm Dragon. So one of the best unit out in the game. Alright, so looking into its divine protection skill right over here, majorly boost the attack of the wind type allies and partially boost the attack stat of the dark elemental hero units like Beretta. So definitely guys, we can actually expect a lot of damage output coming from the team setup that consists of Veldora Tempest Storm Dragon. And looking into his protection skill right over here, increases the skill cost limit until the end of battle by 20 points. Yes, we are actually going to be requiring a lot of skill uses, and one thing that you gotta notice in this game is that like whenever you are going to be using the particular same skill again and again, every time you use the same skill, the skill cost increases, and that is a big problem, and for that we definitely need to increase the skill cost limit. So this is actually a really good stuff right over here. Increases soul of combos damage by 10%. So whenever you are actually unleashing your secret skill, the damage is actually gonna be quite substantial. All right, it's gonna be boosted by 10% out here, which is really good, to a maximum of 50%. That is awesome, guys. And also increases skill points by 30 points as well. So that means like you can pretty much use use your skill setup real good in order to come up with a really good burst damage output against your enemies, thanks to your Dragoneye, Milim, Nava. We have got Hakuro and so many much more guys out there. So really good stuff right over here, and I would definitely be placing our Veldora Tempest in the S tier. He definitely deserves it, man. The very old dragon out here. Alright, so that's it. Now let's move on into the next protection character, and that's going to be Orc Disaster Starved, okay? And he is a 5-star rarity protection character of the Dark Element, and the Dark Element team is pretty offensive in this game. They are like glass cannons because they really do lack those kind of units that would actually provide them with really good durability. But as I told you guys earlier, we really are going to be focusing more on the offensive abilities, and looking into his this Divine Protection skill right over here is gonna majorly boost the attack of Dark Elemental allies by 16%, and he's gonna partially boost the attack power of Fire Elemental allies by 8%. Like Benimaru and Sizue can actually also be a really good part of his team. That said, looking into his protection skill out here, increases skill cost limit until the end of the battle by 10 points. Not one of the best out there, but hey, what we are actually really interested is changes Soul of Skills into Soul of Secrets. Now that is really superb. Okay, so whenever you are actually going to be converting any kind of souls out there into the Soul of Secrets, you are going to be able to use your secret skill pretty fast as well, right? While also coming up with a really good combo damage with your soul orbs out there. So with this thing right over here, you can actually expect some really good damage output out there in the game, as you can actually indirectly boost your damage output, meaning like if you can actually chain up a lot of souls together, like 6 souls at a time, then you can get up to like 200% of damage boost. And this is a full board orb chains or full board soul orb chains, okay? So that is really great in the game and can really give you guys a lot of tactical advantage. You just need to know when exactly, at what time you are supposed to use this skill, and it's gonna be a really great stuff out there, trust me guys. Increases skill point by 20 points as well. That can be quite helpful out there in order to plan up or set up a really good like skills, so that you can actually buff your allies or debuff your enemies or provide some healing skills as well. So yeah, that is it guys. So this guy is really amazing unit, I would say, and in future I would say there is really good potential for the Dark Element team setup as well. So I would definitely be putting this Orc Disaster in the S tier. Really good stuff guys. And next is gonna be this Charybdis Swimming Calamity, a 5-star protection character of the Space Element type. Alright, one of the very popular Guardian unit, or let's say protection unit in this game. Why? Because we have got Space Rimuru Tempest, one of the best rerollable characters out there, who can actually provide an attack boost to all the allies in the team by up to 35%, which is so badass, isn't it? And he can also provide the defense boost of 20% to all the allies in the team for 2 turns as well. So that's it, very amazing unit right over here, and I've actually managed to get him, and I'm really happy with that. And guess what guys, he also partially boosts the wind type allies by 8%. So you can actually have the Milim, Nava, Dragoneye in your team, and Hakuro as well in your team, in order to really have a very good team setup out there. So Charybdis, really amazing unit out here. Now let's look into his protection skill, and it says increases skill cost limit until end of the battle by 30 points. That is huge. Okay, we are actually going to be using that skill of the Rimuru Tempest Space Element, right? And his ability to boost the attack of all the allies cost about 65 skill points. So definitely we really need any way of actually improving our skill limit cost, okay? And that would be really good out here guys, and this Charybdis is gonna be providing us that. So it's really good. Increases all soul of skills gauge increased by 150%. So definitely it's gonna be much easier for our Space Rimuru Tempest for him to keep on using his fast active skill to boost the overall damage output of our team, and the skill of the Dragoneye Milim Nava in order to deal even more damage to the enemies out there with her secret skill. So yeah, that is it guys, really awesome stuff right over here. I really do love him. And now let's put him into the S tier right over here guys. The Charybdis definitely goes into the S tier right away. No second thoughts guys. And now let's move on into the next protection character, and that's gonna be Ifrit, Burning Spirit. And this guy is crazy good in my opinion. one of the best protection characters out there, guys. Why? Because look at his protection skill out here. Increases all allies secret skill gains by a whopping 30%, meaning like you will be able to use your secret skill real fast out there in the battlefield, which can be a really great help, guys, because in this game definitely the best damage output really comes from the secret skill, right? So having that boost of skill secret skill gauge by 30% is really a big bonus out there, and it really improves your overall DPS power. Increases all allies fire attack by 15%, and he definitely boosts the attack stat of the fire element allies by 16% and partial boost to the light element allies like Gazelle, right? So yeah, there we go, guys. The main part of his team is definitely going to be Benimaru and Sizue, and they are both pretty good units as well. So definitely, guys, you can actually expect some really good burst damage output coming from this Ifrit right over here, who is gonna allow you to have very easy farming on starting very early on in the game. So definitely an amazing character that you would want to have in your team. So Ifrit Burning Spirit is definitely going to go into the S tier. All right, no second thoughts. All right, so that's it. Now let's move on into our final 5-star rarity protection character, and that's going to be Ramiris, Fairy of the Labyrinth, okay, of the light element type. So definitely the Gazelle is actually going to be the main part of her team, providing that stable damage output against enemies, okay, and is a single target nuker, and definitely a great guy against the boss units out there. And looking into her abilities out there, she's gonna boost the attack power of the light element allies by 16% and earth element allies by 8%. And earth element allies are pretty much quite boring, coming up with a lot of those defensive utilities and those defensive supports, okay? So yeah, that is it, guys. And now looking into her protection skill out here, changes Soul of Secrets into Soul of Divine Protection. Not actually one of the best, but still it can actually allow you to come up with a really good soul orb combo damage against the enemies out there, and can actually be a really great help in order to turn the tides around as well, because it's a full board soul orbs chains effect. Okay, so that is great, isn't it? Increases all allies light attack by 10% as well. So Gazelle is actually gonna get even more damage output with this particular skill out here. But for now, I would say the light element team actually needs a little bit more, you know, like substantial or really powerful units out there in the game. That's what I believe. And that's it for now. Ramiris, Fairy of the Labyrinth, she can actually be placed somewhere between S and A tier, S and A tier, S and A tier. But for now, I will be placing her in A tier, like, no, right over here on the first place, okay? So right over here, guys, that's gonna be our Ramiris. She's somewhere between S and A, provided that in near future, if we get some really better, like, light elemental units, definitely she's gonna go to the S tier, no problem whatsoever. Alright, so that's it. Now let's move on into the next character, and that's gonna be Sky Dragon, Soaring Dragon, Calamity, a first 4-star protection character of the Dark Element Affinity, and the only 4-star character of the Dark Elemental Affinity as well. So that said, this guy right over here provides the attack boost to the Dark Element allies by 13% and partial attack boost to the Space Element allies, okay? So pretty good stuff right over here, guys. We can actually have the main team composition around Beretta, Shion, and then like we have got this Space Rimuru Tempest as well working on this team pretty good. So really good stuff right over here, guys. And increases skill cost limit until the end of the battle by 5 points, which is not really that massive, but changes Soul of Divine Protection into the Soul of Skills. Now that is good, okay? With this particular full board orb change, it can actually really help you a lot in coming up with the really powerful combos of the soul damage to your enemies. So it can be a really great help, guys. So the ability of converting the soul of a particular affinity into the another color is definitely one of the best effects in this game, alright, in order to set up a really powerful combo damage. So this guy is definitely an awesome unit, and I will be placing right away into the A tier. Okay, so yeah, there we go, guys. Now let's move on into the next unit, and that's gonna be Fuze, Guildmaster, another 4-star protection character of the Wind Element Affinity. Okay, and that said, he actually boosts the attack of all the Wind Element allies by 13% and partially boosts the Dark Element allies. Okay, so looks pretty good right over here. Our Milim Milim Nava, Dragon Majin, is actually going to get a lot of advantage from him, and also our Hakuro. And in addition, our Beretta can also really take part in the team out there as well. So pretty good stuff right over here. Very powerful like team that you can form around Fuze Guildmaster. Let's look into his protection skill. It says right away, increases the skill cost limit until the end of the battle by 5 points. Not one of the best out there. Changes Soul of Secrets into Soul of Skills. Alright, so there we go, guys. Full board Soul Orb Chains ability out here, so that you can actually connect some really powerful soul damage, right? So yeah, pretty good stuff right over here. And Fuze Guildmaster, definitely he's gonna go right away into the A tier. Alright, so that's it. Now let's move on into the next unit, and that's going to be Salamander, the Flame Master, a 4-star protection character of the Fire Element Affinity. Alright, so right over here, guys, just like the Ifrit out there, pretty much a copy-paste of Ifrit, just a little bit of decrease in the, like stats out there. Increases all allies' fire attack at the start of battle by 13%, and increases all allies' earth attack at the start of battle by 5%. Okay, so there we go. Definitely Benimaru and Sizue are actually going to get a lot of advantage from this particular protection character. And looking into the protection skill out here, increases all souls of secret gazes increased by 25%. That is really good. Okay, instead of 30% from the Ifrit, this guy is providing 25% of the soul of secrets gaze boost, and increases all allies fire attack by 10% as well. So with these two, definitely we can actually place him right away with our eyes closed into the A tier right away, guys, because we can actually boost our damage output by a massive amount with this guy right over here. Benimaru being able to deal AoE damage, and Sizue being able to deal a single target nuke damage against the boss units. So really good stuff right over here, guys. Next is gonna be Garm, the Armor Artisan, and he's a 3-star category. Alright, let's see what he can do. As he is a physical unit, like physical units like, let's say, Space Ramiris Tempest, we have got like this Hakuro and Gazelle Dwargo. Yes, those are the units that can actually take pretty good advantage from him early on in the game. And that said, looking into his protection skill out here, increases all allies guard rate by 30%. Very boring. Can't actually really do a lot of shit out there with this guy right out there. So I would say he's definitely gonna go into a filler unit. So if you don't have any really good, like protection character out there, you can pretty much use him. And that's all there is to it, guys. Not one of the best unit out there or the brightest unit out there. Next is gonna be this Gobuichi, the Hobgoblin Chef. Okay, he's a 3-star character, physical unit, and provides like 11% of physical attack boost to all the allies in the party. Like, let's say, for our Space Ramiris Tempest, Gazelle Dwargo, and Hakuro. That said, what he can actually do is that increases Soul of Skills damage by 30%. Now, there we go, guys. At least there's a little bit of damage boost out there. Increases all Soul of Skills gazes increased by 40%. So, a little bit of damage output is always good, and I would definitely be placing him in the C tier. At least a little bit usable, alright? Next is going to be Psychic Elf, Fortuneteller, yet another 3-star protection character, and of the this magic affinity right over here. Looking into it, it says increases all allies magic attack at the start of battle by 11%. Magic element units like Benimaru, we have got Milim Nava Dragon Majin, we have got Beretta, who are actually going to be able to take advantage from this character right out here. Increases Soul of Secrets damage by 30%. Pretty much like copy paste of the Evolve, right? So I would say this character is also pretty usable, and I will be placing her in the C tier right away, right over here. Okay, that said, now let's move on into the next unit, and that's going to be a 4-star light element protection character, and that's going to be Light Spirit Heroic Conductor. Okay, and for this particular character right over here, what she can actually do is that, like, she can increase all allies light attack at the start of battle by 13%. Can be a really great help for the Gazelle Dwargo and other light elemental hero units. Increases all allies water attack at start of the battle by 5%. So Water Ramiris Tempest can be also really good part of this team right over here. So we are actually looking forward to some really, like defensive type of team setup where Gazelle Dwargo is only going to be the main DPS unit out there. That said, what she can do is increases all Soul of Divine Protection gauges increased by 40%. Alright, looks actually fair. Increases all allies light attack by 10%. Okay, for now, it looks pretty like okay, manageable, I would say. But as he is the only 4-star character that is of light elemental affinity, I will be placing this character in the B tier for now. Okay, now let's move on into the next character, and that's going to be the Veldora Tempest, proud king of the dragons. And this guy is pretty much a free to play unit because we are going to be getting him right away. Just check out in your team setup and you will be able to see this guy right over there. And he's pretty good as well. 4-star protection character that actually is of water element and definitely provides a really good boost to the water element allies out there in the battlefield. Like let's say water, Ramiris Tempest, right? And that's it. Changes soul of skills into soul of secrets. So yes, we have got a full board soul orb change ability out here, which can actually allow us to come up with a really good chain of combos that can actually boost our attacks even higher. So that is great. Increases soul of secrets damage by 5%. So definitely a really good notable character, I would say, and can actually be a really great help out there in the battlefield. So I will be placing this guy right away into the A tier. Really good guy, guys. A really good guy. Anyways, now let's move on into the next character, and that's going to be Vesta Seeker. Okay, this guy right over here, 4-star rarity, and space element type. So space Ramiris Tempest is actually going to be able to get a lot of advantage from this guy right over here. Provides major attack boost to the space element allies by 13%. Okay, like space Ramiris Tempest, and wind type element allies are going to be getting the 5% of attack boost, like our Milim, Nava, Dragoneye, right? So really good team that you can actually form around this guy. So that's it. Looking into its prediction skill, increases its skill cost limit until the end of battle by 5. Not one of the best out there. Changes soul of secrets into soul of divine protection. Okay, full board soul of chains. So this guy is really a bright character, and I'm definitely going to be placing him in the A tier. Okay, so yeah, there we go, guys. Really good stuff right over here. Vesta Seeker. Next is going to be Kaijin, the Force Artisan, and this guy right over here is of the Earth element type. And usually the Earth element hero units are totally focusing on the defensive abilities and very boring units out there, not one of the favorable type units. So that said, he actually provides that 13% of attack boost to the earth element allies and 5% of attack boost to the fire elemental allies. So you can actually pair up some Benimaru and Sizue with this particular team formation. Okay, increases all allies guard rate by 50%. Yeah, there we go. That's how boring it is right off the bat. Increases soul of secret skills damage by 10%. So a little bit of damage boost out there, but that's all there is to it. Kaijin, the Force Artisan, is definitely gonna go right away here in the B tier. Okay. Also provided that he's the only 4-star protection character of the earth element type. Next is gonna be our guard Majol Mire, the competent merchant. Okay, a 4-star rarity and water element type. And what he actually is capable is that he provides the 30% of attack boost to the water element allies out there. Increases all allies light attack at the start of battle by 5%. Okay, so yeah, there we go. That is pretty much it. And I think we have got, wow, we have actually got like 2 units that actually boost the attack for the water element allies. Okay, I didn't notice that. All right, so that's it. Let's see, like, who's better? Is it gonna be the Veldora Tempest or is it gonna be the guard Majol Mire? Okay, so that's it. It says right over here, increases all allies guard rate by 50% and increases all allies guard power by 10%. Oh my god, very boring unit, guys. Provided that the water element heroes or characters are pretty more focused into healing skills and support skills out there. So hey, God Majol Mire, I will be placing him right away into the trash filler because we already do have Veldora Tempest right over here as the water element, who is actually gonna work much better than compared to this boring guy right over here. So yeah, that is it, guys. And now let's move on into the Myrd, the construction artisan, a 3-star unit, a magic element type, increases all allies magic attack at start of battle by 11%. So units like Benimaru, Milim, Nava, Dragoneye, and Beretta are actually gonna have a lot of advantage with this guy. And that said, let's look into his protection skill. Increases the skill cost limit until the end of battle by 30 points. That is huge. Increases all soul of skills gains increased by 40%. And all right, looks pretty doable, guys. That's a very huge skill cost limit boost. Okay, that can be a really great help, and also increases the soul of skills gains increased by 40%, and I would say that it's pretty doable. So I will be placing him in C tier. Okay, Not one of the brightest unit, but still quite doable sometimes. Next is gonna be Haruna, the Affectionate Hobgoblin. Okay, 3-star protection character, melee type, and increases all allies' physical attack at the start of battle by 11%. Gazelle Dorgo, Hakuro, Special Ramiris are actually gonna take some really good advantage of this character out here. Increases skill cost limit until the end of the battle by 20 points. Increases skill points by 20. So yeah, that's all there is to it, and I think we have got a lot of units that can actually do that easily. So I will be placing her right now in the filler unit. Okay, next is gonna be the Butterflies of the Night Owner, Bewitching Shopkeeper, 3-star protection character, melee unit. Let's see what she can do. Increases all allies' physical attack at the start of battle by 11%. Gazelle Dorgo, Hakuro, Special Ramiris can actually take advantage of her. Increases Soul of the Divine Protection damage by 50%. Okay, that is some really good damage boost out there. Increases all Soul of Divine Protection gaze increased by 20%. So I would say that is pretty doable, pretty awesome, and I will be placing her in the C tier. Kinda doable, guys. Next is gonna be Dord, the Skilled Artisan, 3-star character, and the magic element type. So definitely units like Benimaru, Milim, Nava, Dragon Majin, and Beretta are actually gonna get that 11% of magic attack boost. Really good stuff. Alright. Increases the soul of skills damage by 30%. Okay, there we go, guys. A little bit of damage boost out there. Increases all souls of skill gazes increased by 30%. So I would say pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Can be placed in the C tier for now. Usable from time to time. Okay, so yeah, there we go, guys. This is gonna be the tier list that I have just came up, thanks to the abilities of this protection character to form a powerful team or not, and their protection skills and abilities. So what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would really love to know your extra feedbacks and your opinions and insights regarding this particular tier list to actually make it even more mature and a lot more legit tier list. There may be a lot of mistakes and errors out here because of my own biasness in this particular tier list out here. If there are so, please do let me know, and I would really love to make some really good changes and reformations later on in the future tier list of the protection characters in Slime Isekai Memories. That's it. Please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and see you guys in the next video.